few minutes ago.
Yeah. Both teams, I can notice, are doing a very good job. They're distributing out the kills. For the first game, we saw Red, he was 16-3. Like, a top laner shouldn't be 16-3.
Yeah, it's a very solo queue kind of style in that, like, I'm literally going to take every single kill and I'll just carry the game for us. Where, like you said, usually want to kind of spread out those kills, which they've been doing a little bit better in this game. So if one of their priority members does get taken down immediately, they got the rest of the team. But there is going to be Nautilus going in, beautiful snare by Morgana to keep Rumble away. Rumble overheats and just retreats after burning his ultimate for nothing.
Yeah, he has to be. Wait.
He needs to be careful, though. He needs to be really careful. There's Morgana going in, and he's going to go down right here, I think. I think in the auto-attack trade, yep, they do. Easy peasy kill, and that's 5 deaths for Rumble. Shunji, way too over-aggressive, unfortunately.
Shunji needs to do what YOLO Swag is doing, which is 2v1 people. Do what Renekton is doing. You know your mid laner that you're facing up against is way too powerful for you. You cannot take her at this moment because you know every single time you try to fight her, it's just not going to work. But there goes another 2v1.
Good ult from Nocha, and the Red Shide is trying to escape there. Uses the E to get to a minion and trying to flash away. Will Renekton, or sorry, Nautilus, excuse me, build the Primar's Crusher. But there's the bot lane Megapore when Groaning coming in. Beautiful counter engage. Red Shide staying alive. Just barely enough with the Ninja Tabi. I mocked them before, but hey, the Ninja Tabi keeping him alive. Beautiful kill under the turret. Groaning is going to get out just barely in time. Red Shide pick up the kill under the turret again, and it's going to be a free top lane turret. Beautiful plays coming out from Ashley's minions.
Literally what I was just saying. Get the uneven matchups. The 2v1s were completely and utterly destroying Ashley. But now they come up, they see the 2v1, and they know for a fact, hey, they're gonna 2v1 us. We should probably do something about this. There's a good kill by Rumble.
And those are exactly the plays, as I was saying in Champ Select, that Shunji can actually make now because he's on a champion that can actually kill people by themselves, as opposed to Nautilus or Seshwani, who jumps in and CCs someone and then is like, wait, where's the damage coming from? What's going on? Rumble, he just goes, hey, there's an Ezreal. I'm gonna 1v1 him. Screw it, I'm gonna 1v1 him. He's got 72 CS and Ezreal's 135. Doesn't matter. Rumble beats that Ezreal. Easy peasy kill for Shunji, and those are the plays that I was hoping we'd see Shunji make. Is he's still playing the same style as he was when he was in jungle before, but now he's got the damage output to finish up those kills.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't many junglers that have the damage like the mid laner, but this is a really good fight by Ashley.
Yeah, beautiful CC train from there, and unfortunately Nocha really shouldn't have gone in there to begin with, and now that they have a dead jungler, they could just theoretically take this for free. Beautiful bubble by Groaning right there, but in comes Renekton. Renekton is huge right now, but Morgana gets blown up immediately. Ezreal ult coming in, and huge damage from Karma as well. Karma is so strong right now with that Nuzlocke rod she just picked up, but here comes the Fed Aurelia. Gonna be taking down that Karma. She has no spells left. Red Shide probably gonna clean up this fight right here. Ezreal has to just run away in the back line from that Rumble yet again, having post-traumatic stress disorder from the last time he fought Rumble. This should be a free dragon for Ashley's minions off a beautiful team fight.
That was an amazing fight. What did they trade? What was it? 4 for 1? Or 3 for 1? That's an amazing trade, and they're probably going to get more now.
Yeah, I think elongated, actually just picking up Ezreal right there just made it so that they got a non-technical and unofficial ace, actually. Really delayed teamfight ace there, picking up every single member of Fellowship of the YOLO Swag there, kind of in a little sequential order. It was a decent little thing, and they picked up the second dragon of the game and amassed a large gold lead. They really have the items right now to where if they get into any sort of engagement, they should be able to turn it around.
See, unlike in the game with Gamble, that Gamble was ahead in kills, Ashley's minions are ahead in kills, dragons, gold, and towers. They are ahead in every single little thing, and all cylinders are a go with everyone on their team. Look at the Nami, 2-0-10. Look at the Nautilus, and look at this bot lane.
Oh, beautiful CC train. Rumble has a huge amount of damage there, but actually Ezreal helping out with some damage as well. Rumble was trading pretty crazily right there. He's finished his Leandries, so lots and lots of pen damage on that Vi, but really good job by the team there. Groaning needs to be careful and not get chunked, but he's trying to bait for his Nautilus right there. But as I was saying, really good job by Vi to use the ultimate and Morgana to hit the snare as soon as the ultimate ended, so you're just training the CC on top of each other. There's no break for anyone to escape from that. It's just perfectly used. And underneath the turret there, Red Shide picking up his 7th kill of the game. This is getting a little bit out of hand like we saw before.
something that I'm noticing a lot is this Renekton is not building quick enough. He doesn't have enough defense to just outscale Sivir. He definitely doesn't have enough to outscale the Irelia, so there's nothing that Renekton can do. Vi has to stay up there with him, and it just takes away from Vi. You basically have a duo lane that shouldn't be a duo lane up on top.
And that's the other side, the kind of flip side of the coin there, as we were mentioning before. Renekton doing the smart thing by roaming, but he didn't spend enough time back in his lane, didn't spend enough time farming. He's getting doubled in CS by Irelia, and we've actually seen the exact same thing all 3 games from Ashley's minions, where their top laners ahead in CS, their bot laners ahead in CS, their junglers ahead in CS, but their mid laners behind in CS. But it never matters. It just never matters to them. They're doing so well with the CS lead in bot lane, so well with the CS lead in top lane. Their mid laner is very impactful regardless of the fact that they're dying constantly and don't have that much CS. They're still making plays all over the map, but it's really the same pattern over and over again for Ashley's minions, and they're capitalizing on it every time. No team so far has been able to kind of put a stop to this strategy from them.
So Baron spawns now. Are they going to even bother with it? They're 21-9 up. You got Irelia on top, still farming. Like, it surprises me that that YOLO Swag hasn't done something to stop the Irelia farm. Because if you look at her level versus Renekton, that just basically explains the game, how it's been going in general.
Well, because every time they go up and try and stop her, they need at least 2, if not preferably 3 to 4 people to stop Irelia, and when they do, it leaves mid lane open, it leaves bot lane open, and that's exactly what I want to see Ashley's minions doing right now, is split push Irelia in top or bottom, and then go to the exact opposite side of the map and have the rest of your team push there and take objectives for free, because they cannot fight you 4v4, and they can't fight Irelia 1v1,
No.
They can barely even 2v2 or 1v2, but beautiful ultimates coming in from everybody right there. Sivir still holds on to her on the hunt, easy peasy kill on Vi. Ezreal trying to shove out bot lane and group of the team, so bot lane should hopefully hold there for a fellowship of the YOLO Swag, but I don't know if they can hold this mid turret. Flash in from Shunji, he doesn't have his Zonias yet, what is he doing? He's crazy right now, he does pick up the kill on Karma though, Madman going underneath the turret, they get a kill on Renekton as well. That's not exactly Rumble's job to do that, but hey, they get themselves some kills and they clean up this team fight, so kind of Shunji playing the role of High from Cloud9, where he just engages for his team, dies, they pick up the kills, they pick up the objectives, and it's worth it overall.
My gosh, he should probably join YOLO Swag. My God, he's YOLOing everything. He's like, screw it. Jumps in the middle, dies, okay. Rest of the team cleans up everything. Cleanup crew, please. The amount of damage that they can do just by focusing one person, they can delete a person in an instant. And while the other team has to slowly poke them down, and it just does not work.
Yeah, and we were talking about this before in the game previous where they had the CS as well as global gold advantage but didn't have the kills. Like you mentioned, they've got both in this game, and they're showing that in how well they can kind of just blow people up if they catch anybody. And it's really rough, but really funny there. Shunji kind of going in, playing like he had Zonias, and then I think he probably pressed his Zonias button and was like, oh shoot, I didn't finish that yet. Just dies immediately, but that would have been an amazing play if he had Zonias right there and jumped into the enemy team, but he is going to go try and get some 1v I don't know what action, pops his ultimate. Shunji's just an absolute madman. Overheats there, there's the Zonias, and I think it's going to stall enough time for his team to come around the side. Shunji gets the heal from Sivir. Sivir keeping him alive right there. It was a giant calculated bait from Sunji. He's got his calculator out, making sure that all the numbers are in check, and it was just easy peasy. You know, not even close. Not even close. Didn't even need that heal. Psh, easy.
God, where's Heimerdinger with his math? That was so perfect. The heal, just Sivir being there, and just their communication. I don't even think they had to say anything. They just knew. Oh, hey, I need to be there. I kind of need to, you know, save that one guy. That's my team. Psh, whatever. Throws 2 auto attacks and their Q in, and that's it. That was just the end of that fight. He gets out scot-free, and now they take a tower and probably are going towards that dragon.
And the reason all of those ridiculous plays are possible is because they are so far ahead. If they were not ridiculously far ahead in gold right now, 12k right now, Rumble would have died right there. They probably would have caught Sivir at the same thing like that. everything would have went wrong for them right there. But when you're this far ahead, you can make those ridiculous bait plays where you're just like, hey, look, there's a rumble. That's easy to kill. And as we mentioned before, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. There's probably a Sivir ready to heal him and murder you with a boomerang right there. Picking up the third dragon of the game there for free, yet again. Ridiculous gold lead for Ashley's minions right now. I'd like to see them to try and get 4 people grouping up one lane, Aurelia grouping up the other lane, and just push in. But Groning might get caught out right here. Shunji playing super aggressive yet again. The damage from Morgana is actually really large. She's finished her Zonias, but huge damage coming from the Rumble ult as well. Sivir catching up with big damage on her own part. The flash away. Actually, Shunji might go down. The arcane shift in from Ezreal. There's Renekton, pops the Zonias, but he will go down immediately after he gets out of there. Nice pick up a gold, but Red Shy going, and just in range there of the last Q. Mega Poro actually going to go down here to Nocha. Nocha barely staying alive there with a little bit of help from his friends. But I don't know if they will be able to. Red Shy needs to try and get out of there some way, but he cannot just walk through the gate like the rest of his team. It doesn't work like that. He does have his flash still, but he's kind of content just to walk around right now. He should just walk out by the turret. I don't know what he's doing. He's waiting for his team, but just walk out by the turret. Now he's waiting for the flash. I don't know what was... Is he baiting for his team? Is he just trying to... I think they're just having fun at this point. I think they're just trying. They're saying, what kind of elaborate baits can we set up right now? Because I'm like, Red Shy, you've got more than enough HP to literally walk around beside the turrets right there. You can tank those for days, buddy, but he decides to wait till low HP, flash over the wall, and try for some crazy bait action, trying to one-up his buddy Rumble there.
He's just trying to impress the ladies. My gosh! What even is Aurelia? Like, she needs one offensive item and destroys the rest of everyone's lives.
Here's Renekton trying to come back in for plays, but he's 1-8-6 at this point, and like you mentioned, behind so far in CS, he doesn't have the items to really deal with Aurelia. Aurelia can straight up 1v2 at this point.
The only way Renekton's idea back 10 minutes ago would have worked is if it continued to work. It didn't continue to work. I can tell you that much from the Aurelia's score.
It's a really hard balancing act when you do just straight up leave your lane to roam and you pretty much spend most of your time roaming, because like I said, if you don't go back and get some experience, get some CS, you're kind of just screwing yourself over because you're basically committing yourself to be a second jungler, and the jungler is farming jungle camps. If he doesn't do that, then he's not going to be fed. But Red Shy getting 5 people collapsing on him. Rumble needs to push top. Sivir go mid. Nami, don't even bother getting with your team. Just group mid. Go mid. Go mid. No, don't help your team. Let him die. Let him die.
He's not dying.
If he gets away from this, I don't even know what I'm gonna do.
I'm just done. Okay.
There we go. Okay, Sivir doing the right thing. Thank you, Sivir. Nami should have grouped with the team though. Don't even bother helping Red Shy. They sent literally every member of Fellowship of YOLO Swag to deal 5v1. There's no reason to go help your teammate take objectives for free. Good job by Sivir. Good job by Rumble.
They really had to send those 5 people down there. There's nothing anyone on this team can do. There goes Rumble trying to use the equalizer just to get a kill. It's not even needed.
Like the thing though is, if you are going to spend all of your resources going to kill one person like that, you need to have the waves shoved, because if you don't, then things like this happen where they just push in and take turrets for free and then get team fights because you're trying to protect your objectives with no actual pressure from your minion wave or anything like that. There's the flash hook. Shunji gonna pick up the kill. The Zonias as well. Is he gonna go down there? Oh, beautiful stun there on another Goha, so make sure that their Shunji can get out in the back line. Zonia's keeping himself alive. Instinct's doing a good job with her ult, but she is going to go down immediately right here, and this should be the end of the game right now for Ashley's Winions.
My goodness! That was an amazing just switch. It was a very good idea to put Shunjin, whatever.
Oh, and he just... Oh no, that was his... Oh, that's his. I was like, my screen didn't see the health bar. I was like, did Rumble just die off my screen? But no, he's just messing around with his joke or his dance or whatever the heck he's doing right there. But great game by Ashley's Minions, really in control of every game we've seen so far. And they're going to move on into the semifinals, the round of 4 in our Platinum Under tournament.
Yeah, that was very good. I enjoyed what they did to switch Shunjin into that mid lane. I feel he's more comfortable as that mid laner, because my gosh, he just took control of that game. Funniest play, go in without his Zhonya's. Don't care.
Yeah, that was straight kamikaze. That was really like, all right, either I'm gonna die and we're gonna win this team fight, or I'm gonna die, and then period at the end of that sentence. But it ended up paying off for them in the end. So great play, and like I was saying before, I've said this the 3rd time now, but the fact that he was on a champion that actually allowed him to get kills when he made those solo plays really kind of opened up the game for Shunji, and he helped out his team, I feel, a fair amount with that mid-Rumble pick, which is really an off-meta pick, but played it pretty darn well and made it viable. Rumble didn't get that much CS, but Rumble's one of those champions where you don't really need that many items to be very strong, and he showed it in that game.
Yeah. My question is, who the heck is going to stop Red? Please, someone, stop this man.
And that's the thing, is that Fellowship of the YOLO Swag actually had a great opportunity. They bullied them out. Renekton bullied him out 1v2 in top lane, and they made that turret dive, and that was really kind of, I feel like the game had a big turn right there. I feel like if they had gotten that kill there, or if they just backed off and just denied CS from Aurelia, as opposed to just try to force a kill and got themselves 2-0 behind, it would have been an entirely different game. I feel like that kind of turned the morale of the game, just turned the sort of feeling of that game into like, oh, it's another easy snowball win for us, as opposed to, oh my god, we might actually get outplayed here. It really just kind of flipped that switch, like you said. Ashley's minions took control again and closed off their third game of the tournament. But we'll be hopping into the next semifinal lobby here very shortly. Once again, my name is Streetball. You can find me on youtube.com/Streetball, and you can find us, all of our casters, all of our staff members, all that kind of stuff at randomcs.com. Casting alongside Sordo tonight. Please head over to our Facebook page as well, ari.cs, ari-like-the-champion.cs. Give us a like, a follow there, and follow us on twitch.tv/randomchampionship-series. You can also go to the link randomcs.com/live, and it'll take you straight to our Twitch page. Please give us a follow, please give us likes, all that kind of cool stuff. We have an excellent tournament, 1v1 tournament, March 27th. Please mark that on your calendar. Huge chat prizes for everyone, giveaways, Steam games, RP cards, Razer mouse pads, all that kind of great stuff. Mark it on your calendar, March 27th, 1v1 tournament. We'll be right back in the next lobby of our Platinum Blitz, Platinum Under tournament on March 21st, Saturday night. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be right back. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our semi-final round of the Random Championship Series Platinum Blitz Platinum Under Tournament for today, Saturday, March the 21st. My name is Streetball, casting alongside Sordo, and our two teams in the semifinals on the top side of the bracket. We've got, once again, Ashley's Minions. They're going to be on the blue side this time, and Mei Mei and Dem Boys on the purple side. So wow, interesting bands coming out. Those must be targeted, because they were very quick, and they're kind of interesting. The Nidalee ban is fairly common, but the Riven and Callista, I don't know, I feel like those are kind of targeted.
Oh yeah, no. 100% they are targeted. Aurelia, oh, I wonder who that's targeted.
yeah, absolutely.
And then Sejuani, that's a big because that first game, Sunjin was just like, on Sejuani, but it's still a good pick. Sunjin was talking to us about talking about him. We love you, so we're going to keep talking about you.
Yeah, we're casters. We got to commentate on the game. So even if you are, like you said, he's like, stop talking about me because I just do random stuff. Basically, I'm like, well, we got to commentate on the random stuff you do. I mean, that's part of our job. But the Sejuani ban might also just be entirely just like that's a good pick because Sejuani's pretty top tier. As I was mentioning before, it's pretty easy champion to play too. Very simple kit. So most junglers have her in their pool, especially now that she's kind of risen to the cream of the crop here, risen to the top kind of side of junglers. And Megaporo looking for that Jinx again, goes and locks it in. So we're going to be seeing kind of the same champions coming out, but we're going to have a Jinx this time, which I would like to see Dog Kun on Jinx. That'd be a good pick, I think for him.
Now, this is either the second or third time that we've had a Jinx versus a Sivir, and a Nami too. Just throw in a Janna, why don't you? Please. It's the same champions over and over again.
And yeah, and I was
that?
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing a Janet coming up for Groning, I'd expect. As we've been seeing that kind of tag team for Jinx there, and I love that synergy when you do pick a hyper carry with no escape like Jinx, having some Peel Queen in Janna is exactly what you want for your team. And then you've also got the Vi to kind of ult somebody, Rumble ult on top of that, Jinx ult on top of that, and they're pretty much dead. So I like the three-man comp coming out so far from Ashley's Minions, but of course, really strong picks as well from Mei Mei and Dem Boys. Zed, top-tier mid laner, Sivir, top-tier AD carry, and Nami, pretty much good in any scenario. She can do whatever you need to do, whether it's engage, disengage, sustain, poke. She's got it all in her kit, so good pick coming out there, and we'll see what they decide to pick up. Vladimir, possibly, coming in for the top lane. That would be a really, really interesting pick.
Now, my question is, are they going to... Yep. They're gonna throw Rumble up top, maybe.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
they're gonna throw Ahri jungle. Don't worry about it.
No, yeah, exactly. They're gonna send Rengar support, Ahri jungle, and no, but really, I do feel like that first pick Rumble. Maybe they're just you know what? I'm gonna stop talking.
You know, they've done this stuff to us before. They've played with my feels too many times. Send that Ahri mid lane. Please.
That's not that Rengar can't be locked in. There's no room for him on the team. There's no room.
Please. I will walk. Like
it'd be really interesting. Because the thing is of course Rumble would make sense, of course, as a top laner. That's his standard role. But they insta-locked at first pick, just like they did last game, and they sent there's the Janna, that's what we saw.
Okay.
That makes sense. But then is this Red Shide saying, I'm going to show you my Rumble in top lane, or is he saying, I don't even care anymore, I'm going to play Ahri top lane and carry this game?
Don't do it.
Like, they've just lost their minds at this point. I feel like...
I feel like they're getting a bit cocky here. They're just like, I can play any champion. Well, what are you going to do about it?
And that's
if
kind of
they send Ahri mid, fine. And they send Rumble top. Okay. If they send Rumble mid and Ahri top, I'm going to have a heart attack. I really am.
I want them to do that just to see what happens. I'm just curious.
I kind of do.
But it's really kind of the balancing act about playing tournaments. Is if you feel like your early games in the tournament are going pretty easy, you're like, yeah, we can play whatever we want. But the games usually kind of, in theory, get harder as you go along, as worse teams get eliminated and better teams continue on, and you're facing better and better teams. So we'll see if this will bite them in the butt. But like you said, I think they are kind of just going, hey, we've stomped all of our games so far. Let's just stomp this game with some crazy stuff. I feel like playing Ahri. You feel like playing Rumble. Let's just play them. Who knows? Who knows? We've been seeing in the recent meta, I say recent as in like the past year or so, a lot of AP mages in top lane. Who knows? But I would like to see a swap here between Shunji and Red Side. Their champions, that is, not like a lane swap, but literally swap their champions. But if they don't, then I'm fine with it. I don't even care. Oh, okay, here we go. We have somebody leaving, so it's entirely possible that was a placeholder pick, or that was just a DC. I don't know what's going on. We're going to figure this out here as people are doing question marks in the champ. I'm assuming that was just a DC. I really don't know what's happening. Everyone's just saying what. I don't know what's going on. So we'll hop back into the lobby here, and it looks like we are just gonna. That was just a quick DC. It looks like from Shunji. Unfortunately, they are. Yep, he DC'd. Just confirming there. So they are going to be having the same picks. We're not going to be seeing any sort of backtracking on the Ahri and Rumble solo laners. It's funny too, because normally, if the previous game didn't happen, we would not be talking about this whatsoever. We'd just be like, oh yeah, Rumble top lane, Ahri mid. Yeah. But since the last game happened, we're like, the Pandora's box has been opened, and everything's a possibility nowadays. And here we go. We're going to be going through the picks and bans real quick. Everyone's just going to be draining those things out there. They can pretty much ban whoever they want. They can just ban like Poppy and Garen and champions like that, because it doesn't matter at this point.
Better ban like Anivia, or I will cry.
Yeah, exactly. Usually, what you see a lot of times when like pro teams and stuff do this, or like Challenger Series teams and stuff, they'll like spell out a word or something with the bans. See, like they spelled GG so far already with the Garen Gangplank. GG. You can it's like bowling. When you put up your name, you can make stupid things with the 3 letters. But I won't go into the options of them. But you can say some silly things with the first letters
like
of the champion.
Illuminati
names.
Confirmed up in this?
Yeah, exactly. See, they did LLL, so who knows what that means? But yeah, you can do funny, silly things.
Like, I don't know. Again, back on that Ahri and Rumble. Maybe they just switch lanes.
I hope that they just swap the lanes.
Don't do it.
And no, you can't. Yeah, you can't lock in something different.
I don't want to see Ashley thrown out of this. Because
yeah, no, they're just doing a little bit of trolling here for a second, but hopefully they'll speed things up and get those picks going. As you can see, Yeon counter trolling with the Teemo hovering here. But let's just speed this up here, boys. Lock in that Vlad, and we'll and of course. It was. I was gonna say what. It was.
Sunjin had Rumble and.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say. I'm looking at this and I'm like, it's just weird because they're picking in different order now. Of course, the order was different before. I'm like, what are they missing? But of course, they need to pick their 2 solo laners at the end. I think they saved them to the end too.
I feel like with 1 second left, one of them is just gonna throw on teleport, and we're just gonna be like, well. What do we do now?
Here's the thing: is this is why it leads me to believe that it's going to be Ahri top lane? Is he did take the ignite? Is he's not taking a teleport? If he was taking some sort of a teleport, obviously you could be like, oh, the teleport's in top lane. But because it's an ignite, you'd want an ignite on Ahri top lane. You don't want a teleport on Ahri top lane. You want an ignite to win your lane and snowball from there. And of course, against a Vladimir would be extremely helpful having that ignite.
But it's also with Rumble, you could get away with having an ignite top.
You absolutely could, but Ahri, here's the thing, is like Rumble is standard top laner. You want the standard summoner spell in teleport to help your team with that and make sure you can't have any sort of weird split push action against you. Where with the Ahri, you're already cheesing. You're already doing something that's really weird, so why not just kind of pool on more weirdness and more non-meta things to make sure that your cheese strategy actually works? Because they're strictly relying on the fact that they're going to snowball this game. Their comp it's an alright kind of like catch, explosion, press R comp, but that's if you're playing a standard game in standard lanes. We'll see how things go, because they could abuse this teleport. Meme and Dem Boys could easily abuse this teleport. The nice thing is that it's a Vladimir. He can't push turrets fast.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's gonna be Ahri top.
We don't want to believe, but I think it's gonna be true.
I don't know how to feel right now, because like so many different things can happen. We know Red. We've been watching Red for almost 3 hours now.
It's kind of one of those things. It's like watching a daredevil, and he's making a jump, and he just keeps adding more cars to the jump, and you're like, dude, you like last time was good enough. You don't need to make it harder on yourself. And he's like, no, another car. I'll just jump this. It's totally fine. He's just making it harder. He's putting on more and more weights on himself. He's like, I'll run a marathon. Why don't you just make me hold that? Like, I'll carry a bag of sand while I'm running the marathon too, just to prove I'm that good. Because that's kind of what he's doing right now. He's putting himself in a horrible situation just to dig himself out and show that he can do it. Or he's a God Ari and we're all stupid and this is a great pick.
Yeah. God Ari confirmed.
I have to, because of this pick, I have to expect plays coming out from Red Shy. If he doesn't make plays, this is a bad pick. If he does, that's fine. He's allowed to get away with it. But he has to make something happen in this game. Because you're putting yourself, like we said before, you're putting yourself in a situation where it's like, I'm a playmaker, I'm going to make plays, and if I don't, then I'm putting my team behind. We'll see if he can make those plays against Vladimir, because Vlad can pool his charm, things like that. Vlad's a decent pick.
Putting his team at risk here, and I mean, is it worth it? Probably not. Is it funny as hell for us? Yes. Is it funny for them boys? They're probably sitting there crapping their pants like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's a weird situation where if you're confident in playing against something weird that you're not used to, then it's like, yeah, sure, it's an advantage because they're playing something off meta. Or it could be like, I don't know how to lane against an Ahri. I don't know how to deal with this. Like that's entirely possible as well, because Vladimir against Ahri isn't that common a matchup.
That's what I feel happened last game, Karma versus Rumble. Karma just was sitting there dumbfounded, like, excuse me, get up to top lane, you shouldn't be here. I shouldn't have to deal with you. And I mean, that could be the case now. Because I'm still questioning Sunjin versus Zed, because I don't know how that's going to play out. Whether Zed is just going to completely kick his robot booty, or Rumble's going to come in and just destroy. I really have no idea.
That's funny, because I didn't even think about the mid lane matchup. I was so focused on the Ahri Vladimir. Yeah, Rumble probably should have taken Exhaust there. The nice thing, though, is, of course, because Rumble builds Zhonya's anyway in his kit, he doesn't have to change his build path, really, to deal with the Zed, so he will be building a counter item to Zed. But until you get there, Zed could just snowball off you immediately. So if I was that Rumble, I'd be taking Exhaust. But if I was that Rumble, I wouldn't be that Rumble. I wouldn't be playing Rumble mid anyway. So
there you go.
I mean, hey, maybe him taking Ignite is the right thing to do. But personally, my feelings is when I play mid and I'm against a Zed, I take Exhaust, and immediately Zed's ultimate just doesn't work anymore. I just exhaust the ultimate, he does no damage, and I'm free anytime he tries to engage on me. Where Rumble doesn't have that same luxury until he gets his Zhonya's, which will be a little chunk into the game, because we saw before, he finished his Liandry's first and went Zhonya's second item. We'll see if he rushes his Zhonya's this time and sits on the Haunting Guys or something like that.
See, we, as commentators, we can't really say anything about Rumble mid or Ahri top, because we do not play these champions in those lanes. Rumble would be top, Ahri would be mid. Now we're in game. I want to see what happens, because, my god, this is killing me.
And one of the interesting things is, of course, like, Ahri is, of course, a mid laner because she's a mage. She's like an assassin-type mage. But one of the reasons she's put in mid lane is because she has great roam potential. She has her ultimate, she has a charm, she has some CC on top of that. She's got the true damage from her Q. She can chunk out tanks or anybody with that Q. It doesn't matter what she has. She's a great roamer. And when you stick her top, you limit her roaming capabilities. All she can do is really roam to mid lane or just kind of base and then run to bot lane or something like that. There's no TP, so there's no kind of TP into a dragon. It's really going to be interesting how they decide to play this, because as we were saying before, they could be TP abused, and Ahri doesn't have the roaming capabilities she does from mid, but they're sending Ahri mid. They're sending Ahri mid. There we go. So they're just absolutely they're role swapping, excuse me, not lane swapping, role swapping on the team of Ashley's minions, because, hey, why not? Screw it.
Stop it! Stop doing this to me! It hurts my feels! Now we have to talk about how are they going to be in their respective lanes. Because we've only seen Red go top. How is he going to fare mid?
And he's been playing bruisers the entire time. He's playing a mage right now. It's entirely different playstyle. It's not the same of, I'm going to go in and kill you. It's, I'm going to kite back and I'm going to disengage and land a skill shot and all this weird stuff. But then again, it leads me to the point of saying I would have liked to see an exhaust from Ahri, but Ahri does have built into her kit with her ultimate already disengaged to get away from the Zed ultimate. But if Zed is good, he can land enough damage before that ult goes off, or time it after the ult's been used, all those kinds of things. So I would have liked to see an exhaust from Redshide on the Ahri in mid lane, but he can get away without it, so that's totally fine.
Yeah, I think we're going to be focused really on that mid lane. Because top, we've seen Sunjin go jungle. We've seen him go mid. And we're going to see him now go top. I'm not really worried about Sunjin that much. I'm worried about the matchup, Rumble versus Vladimir, because I've never really seen that matchup.
I am actually kind of worried for Shunjin in that he goes ham. He just likes to do stuff. Whatever's happening, he just wants to be involved in something crazy. And Vladimir's a good champion to kind of bait people in that they're like, oh, I can kill this Vladimir. And then it's like, no, you really can't do it that well. Did you see how Redshide actually used his Q off to the side to only hit one minion because he doesn't want to push this lane too much and make himself available for a gank? That was actually a really interesting play coming from Redshide, making sure he doesn't push the lane early and doesn't force the level 2. He's content just to stay back and just farm in this lane for right now. Interesting play coming from Redshide, and it's very possible that that might be kind of like the fact that he's more used to top lane and he's not as confident in these early engagements with the Zed, because I know I wouldn't be. Zed does a lot of damage in these early games. It could be dangerous, but here we go. NA Bloody is actually trying to get a steal. He has the blue buff, but Dogcoon trying to capitalize on it. I don't know if they'll be able to do anything about this. Dogcoon really needs to be careful. He went in for a try and steal, but it was a little bit too late, and here we go. There's Zed collapsing on him. This should be a dead Dogcoon. He does have his flash still. Are they going to be able to collapse? Beautiful stun coming out. Saves the flash. Good job by Dogcoon just to save the flash. Don't bother wasting it. You're going to die anyways. You were already caught out. Good job abusing the early invade on the side of Mei and them boys.
Yeah, he was just pushing his luck a bit too much. Ahri's doing decently well, where it's just like, you don't need to push your luck. You don't need to, like, carry yourself. Just stay in your jungle, gank when you need to gank, and just play safe.
Here's what I'm a little worried about with Redshide is actually, I mean, he does have the biscuits, so that'll help him a little bit, but he's using a ton of his mana right now. I think he needs to kind of hold on to that mana a little bit more, because if somebody comes, he doesn't have enough for an actual combo. He can probably only land a charm and one spell after that, if that. And right now, Pantheon doing a great job of counter jungling because he knows that Vi cannot get involved with him right there. Good boomerang as well as some damage from Mei. Bot lane right now is going the way of Nevertheless and Mei. They're doing a good job of just shoving in the wave. And we mentioned before, Sivir a lot like a Tristana in that they can either just shove the wave or they get kind of screwed out because they can't freeze the wave. So just shove in the wave under turret the entire time. You've got good disengage from Nami. Keep yourself safe from the jungler ganks. And regardless of the fact that they don't have any wards there, they've got a Pantheon in the enemy jungle, so it's like they've got their own human ward, really.
Oh gosh, here comes mid.
And here's what I was afraid of right now. Redshide might have to burn his flash right now. I think he's going to immediately flash away from that. Will they have enough damage? There's the flash from Pantheon as well. Flash from Dolly, go Oyo, and that is going to be a kill on the mid lane right there. And big trades in bot lane. Megaporo getting super low.
So remember what we were saying last game, that we were hoping, kind of, that Red was behind? We have that now.
But that's the thing, is I didn't want to see him behind in mid lane like this, because I want to see him do well in mid lane like this, and that Megaporo going down, it is the Ignite taken by the support Nami right there, paying dividends, getting the third kill, excuse me, of the game right there, as I forgot, of course, it was the first Vico, but Shunji going insane, and that is going to be his life. Oh my goodness, that's a one-for-one trade. That is specifically Shunji style right there, where he just goes literally kamikaze.
Please. Alright. This game, they need to play defensive, and they are going to hate this game like nothing else, because they really do have to play defensive this game. They're already down 3 kills. Your jungle is basically dead for the next few minutes. Everyone's ahead. You have to play back. With Red, he just has to be careful. And here come ganks again. And
Pantheon is doing such a smart thing. Good job by Redshide using the Q to try and speed himself up. But Pantheon is doing the smart thing and just camping Ahri before level 6. Because once she hits level 6, she's going to be super hard to gank. But if they can get Zed snowballing before Ahri does hit level 6, like I was saying before, he might have enough damage to kill her before she can ult away to safety. With once Zed hits level 6 here and gets his ultimate, he's already got the bilge water. He's already spiking on Ahri and items. And Ahri going defensive with the cloth armor so far.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very hard for Red to come back from this. But hey, we're talking about Red, the monster that has snowballed every single game up to this point. I don't expect this to hold him down.
That's what I'm so worried about, though, is he's not on the same style of champion. He's not on that bruiser where he can make those plays. He is on somebody that, unless you're landing skill shots like a madman and position extremely well, you need somebody else there with you to help on those plays. I don't think he can straight up 1v1 outplay this Zed, and that really scares me. Because Red, like we said, has been fed every single game so far. If he's on a different style champion, doesn't have the farm, doesn't have the kills, I don't know how effective he's going to be. And this is really, really worrying me. If you're Ashley's minions right now, I think that their kind of role swap thing is really kind of biting them in the butt in mid lane. And top lane, Rumble is a monster. He's doing great in top lane. So the role swap's paying dividends there. But in mid lane, it's really, really kind of hurting them.
Yeah, they need to either have their jungler focus that mid lane like there's no tomorrow, or just get Rumble fed. They need to choose now. Because Rumble right now, he's doing fine. He's kicking Vladimir just out of the lane. It does not matter what he is doing. They need to start focusing on that mid lane.
I feel like it was a butterfly effect that all kind of started from Vi dying after the invade there early, because Vi really wants to just farm up super hard, hit level 6, and then you can go get pretty much 100% gank in mid lane. Now that Vi's 6, she's going to try to get that going here, but Pantheon might be going for a counter gank as well. But that really delayed this level 6 coming up from Vi and allowed Pantheon to take control of the map early. But big damage coming on a Sivir, and here we go, here's Zed, but there's the Vi ultimate as well. I don't know if they're going to have enough damage. Good Q coming out. Oh, it actually chunks him. It's enough damage. Red Shy just barely staying alive. That was such a beautiful back pull of the Q, lined it up perfectly. Really good job by Red Shide, showing that, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. He's trying to come back right now, and Zed playing a little bit over-aggressive, giving up a kill. This could be their way back in the game right now, but in top lane, Shunji over-aggressive yet again. Here we go. Massacre is coming in. Shunji will go down, blows the ultimate, and NDA Bloody picking himself up the 3rd kill participation, 3rd assist, getting his top laner back in this game, which is really, really necessary. And that's why I was kind of worried about the initial kill trade by Rumble in top lane. He's winning in CS. You don't need to trade kills 1 for 1 when you're ahead in CS. Just beat them in CS, go back, get more items than them, and come back and win. Just beat them for free rather than forcing kills early when you're already ahead in CS. Unfortunately, Shunji, even though he's winning in CS, like I said, Vladimir back in the game with these kills. It's kind of tied in top lane, really.
Yeah, I mean, I feel this Pantheon is just a better jungler at this point in time than Dog. And I mean, it's not even to bash Dog, it's just the way the game has been going. Red is doing an amazing job keeping this Zed down, and he can get this kill right now.
Yeah, a beautiful play. He's just been baiting left and right. He needs to be careful, though. He needs to be careful. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Why did you do that? No! Oh my god, no, Zed. That's like watching a car accident. Because you're like, no, you're gonna, and you can't do anything about it. I saw that coming a mile away, unfortunately. Zed giving up his life there, did not need to die there, but Red Shide showing us what he can do. 2 kills after dying 2 times early. Jeez.
Us without Fog, we know, okay, they're there. This could be a thing. They don't know. He's just like, screw it. Throws out his Q and hits it.
That's the thing, is the guy that hit it didn't even know he was there, and the guy that knew he was there was like, I'll be fine, he doesn't know I'm here, I'm going to try and get myself a last hit. But it was just greed on the part of Zed that allowed him to die there, get queued by Ahri. And that's the thing, is those are the little things you have to kind of take into account. But here's the Zed ultimate. This might be Shunji's death. He does not have the Zonians yet. That's enough damage. There is going to be the kill. And back to the shadow goes Zed, picking up another kill for himself. But that's the thing, is those are 2 early kills on Zed. Zed is one of those champions. Get him kills early, and who cares how many times he dies, he's going to be insanely powerful in this game.
Yeah. Zed, they should have just banned him again. He's been banned every game. They should have just stuck and banned him again. Because Zed is just too powerful, especially when you're doing this lane switch thing, and you were tricking us with champions and all that. You need a solid pick against you in mid to secure that, okay, I'm BSing here, but I can handle my BS.
And that's really why I would have liked to see an exhaust. And that's the thing, is when you start getting into the weird summoner spells, like in top lane, there's no teleport for Rumble, and then he's got the Ignite, so then at that point you're like, why not just take the exhaust and have triple exhaust? Zed's pretty much useless the entire game because everyone has an exhaust for him. As soon as he ults in, exhaust him, and he just does nothing. He just absolutely nothing. But instead right now, you've only got one exhaust that's coming out from Janna, and there's 2 Zhonya's being built, but they're being delayed right now, and until they get them, Zed is going to run roughshod over this entire team.
Yeah, they're gonna have to give up this dragon unless they really want to.
I might go in on this. She can try and steal this. Is she going to go over the wall? There, she does go over the wall. They're going to try and back off of this. This might actually be Vi's dragon. Yes, it is. Really good zoning, but they're probably going to be able to kill Dogcoon. Over the wall goes red side. He's going crazy right now. Dogcoon not going out just yet. There's the exhaust on it nevertheless. There's going to be red side going in the back, and Zed flashes over the wall. Max range flash. Really good job by Zed to keep himself alive. Good job. Nice flash coming out from Mei as well. If she got hit by that zap, it would have been lights out. Beautiful dragon steal, and really kind of holding themselves in this game right now are Ashley's minions.
Excuse me, what just happened? Like, what? They shouldn't have been able to steal that dragon. Well, the dragon's still fine. Let them steal dragon, but don't let them get 3 kills out of that.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where
That might go down here.
Oh my god, what? And we talked about this before.
Jeez, what is this snowball? Stop it!
Yeah, and they're actually just with that kill and that turret, they've almost caught up back in gold right now. And it's really funny because we talked about before how Shunji, we were making jokes about like, oh, he calculated that, he knows exactly the values. He might, because that Vladimir was perfectly the last tick. He's like, okay, this health pot's ticking this much. He's got this much regen. He's got this much MR. I've got the ignite on him. I've got the burn damage from the ultimate. It should be calculation. Okay, he's gonna die. Walk away. And easy peasy, last tick gets the kill under. Seeing stuff like that is just beautiful for me to watch because it really is just like you can't really teach that. You have to just know it. You just have to know that stuff. You have to learn it yourself and have it ingrained in your brain and just know this will kill him. I can back out. I love seeing those plays. That's what makes League of Legends fun for me, is stuff like that.
I hope to God he plays Heimerdinger next match. If they make it to next match, so I can make so many jokes out of him. Love you, Sunjin, but I'm gonna make so many jokes if you play frickin' Heimerdinger. I love you though, but my gosh, you are just a machine!
Yeah.
Literally!
And it actually looks like he is going to be finishing off the Liandry's first. It's really interesting. He seems to go for he builds the Seeker's arm guard and then goes and finishes the Liandry's and then goes into Zhonya's. Now, of course, it might also be that he doesn't have the 1600 gold spike and he wants to just spend that money as soon as possible. Like he doesn't have the 1600 for the Nuclear draw to finish the Zhonya's. But he's going to force the pool out of Yeon, overheat himself, and just zone him out and get some free CS, which is exactly what you need to do. I say this all the time, is you don't need to kill your lane opponent, just bully them out and zone them out. But here's a 3-man gang. They're going to try and get the Zed ults in. There's the beautiful dive. Shunjin is going to go down. Here's Dogcoon as well. Ult! Oh, beautiful beautiful job by Dogcoon. Beautiful dog by Jobcoon there. Ulting just in turret range to make sure that second turret hit got onto Bloody, finishing him off there. Beautiful timing by Dogcoon, and that is why Vi's ultimate is still ridiculously useful, even though they nerfed the damage on it and the cooldown and all that kind of stuff like that. She's still just a monster champion. Press R and just win games.
I feel like Sunjin was like, hey, press R. Why am I going to press R? Press R, and you'll see what happens. Oh, okay, that happens. Fantastic. We get killed. It's cool. We're so good at this game.
This could be really dangerous for Red Shide. Yeah, he's gonna have to use his ult to get away. He kind of went in there trying to make plays by himself, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest person on trying to make plays on a Zed because he's got too many ways to dodge you and possibly come back and kill you. He's just not someone I'd want to try in 1v1, especially as someone who has a fair amount of kills right now. He's sitting on the Brutalizer, doesn't have enough money to finish his Blade of the Rune King yet, but having that Brutalizer will provide a nice little kind of mini item spike there for him. Good job by Sivir, getting free damage on the turret in mid lane, trying to trade back that first tier mid turret for his team.
Yeah, let's see if they can actually...
Oh, there's the flash from Shunji under the turret. Yuan is going to go down here. Shunji is going crazy, but he's probably going to trade his life for this. We'll see if they can make something happen. There's Ari as well. It's a 2v3 right now, and Shunji does not have anything really to keep himself alive. He's just going to waddle underneath the turret and pull Zed away from the fight to see if he can keep Ari safe, but I think Bloody might be able to catch up in time. Nope, Dogcoon coming in. There's some counter pressure right there. Actually follows up, uses the smite. Beautiful bubble by Mei though, and trades a little bit of ebb and flow damage on as well.
That fight, it was good on Rumble's part. Again, those calculations coming back. He kept the Zed off them long enough to where they could get away safely. Vi came in, saved Ari's butt here, and just completely got out unscathed. Yes, you lost the Rumble, but you're still coming back. You're less than 1,000 gold down, you are tied in powers, and you have advantage on Dragon. You're doing fine. The comeback is real.
Yeah, they're trying to make some things happen right now, and it's kind of the same situation that Rumble is sitting on. This is what I was saying before, is that they're going to be building their Zonias, but it's going to take a while to get there. That 1,600 gold spike that you need to buy the Ninja Large Rod to actually complete the Zonias takes a little while to get to, especially if you're building other items, kind of spending your gold in between. There's going to be certain times you'll have like 700 gold or so and be like, ooh, should I spend this on an amp tomb and pots and wards or something, or should I hold on to this, go onto the map, not have any more items, and then just wait and spend my invested gold that I've been saving up on an Ninja Large Rod later. But there is a beautiful play coming from Ari, but she does not actually follow up on that. She had the Ignite and more charges of the ult. I'm surprised she didn't go in on that, but I think she wanted to play super safe here. She knew the other team was on their way, but I still would have liked to see some more attempted by Ari right there. She had the perfect pick.
Yeah, I mean, I feel they're just scared because they're down in kills. But hey, again, I'll say this once and I'll say it again. It's Red. He knows what he's doing. He is like Sunji. He can calculate. He knows, okay, this may not go the way I want it. They may just collapse on me, and that would just be the end of my life. Might as well just back up, get some CS, I can poke down the Zed decently well, and this Dragon will be fine.
Yeah, I think that's it's probably a smart idea. Better just play it safe. It's one of those things where you see it a lot where teams will try and get picks before Dragon. But exactly like you said, it's often a better idea just to be like, okay, you know what, I'd rather just test my luck in an actual team fight, rather test my luck 5v5, us all even, rather than kind of playing it risky and trying to get a pick early, like you said. You could pick the Nami off and get a free Dragon, or you could have your Ari die and then you give them a free Dragon. So opting for a little bit of a safer role right now, but Zed is doing a good job of pushing in mid lane. They're going to have to deal with that in a second. The Scuttle Crab is really kind of providing them the Dragon control right now that they need, just to zone out the side of Ashley's minions and force them to push waves elsewhere.
Yeah, this wild card right now is this Zed. If they go in, okay, you take all of them down, but now you have a Zed full health. What are you going to do? But there comes the Zed. He's just waiting. He's like Jaws right now, just waiting to just clamp down on someone.
Well, and Zed is doing the exact right thing because he's an assassin, of course. He doesn't really need to be with the team for the fight, but he might get picked right here. Beautiful charm coming up from Ari, and that's the pick that they need right there. He's going to get blown up immediately. And there's actually the ult onto Mei as well. She flashes over the wall. Really good job by Nami. There's the ult. Oh, no, she shoots into the ult, unfortunately. I was assuming, I think that she, good flash with wall by Yuan, and then she really grabbed this free Dragon right here with those early picks. But I was assuming that, I think that Mei was thinking, if I run to the left, that's where Jinx is going to shoot the ult. So she juked back to the right, and unfortunately Jinx thought better of it and thought she's going to juke back to her team, shot it in the right spot. Really good play by Megaporo to hit that Jinx ult and take out Mei after she made a beautiful flash over the wall to keep herself alive.
Yeah, that was a very, very good ult by Jinx. It just brought them back in the game. Now they're 2 dragons up. Gold is even, basically. Kills are even. They have Baron coming up. But in all 3 games, they just chose, don't do Baron, it's worthless. So I don't know why I keep mentioning Baron. They're probably never going to take Baron.
Well, Baron is a very risky thing to do. Unless you know for sure you're going to get it, it's really not worth it. The horror stories from, especially like pro teams, when pro teams are like, we usually don't like to do Baron unless we know for sure we're going to get it, like, no, there's going to be no contest whatsoever, because there's so many ridiculous throws. But of course, Shunji over kind of pursuing up in top lane right here, and it's going to be a nice 2v1 kill by NDA Bloody, as well as Dalgi, Oyo, whatever the heck the weirdest name Zed ult in the world is, but he's going to be getting some more kills for himself and racking up the CS as well, sitting at about 150 by 20 minutes. A very nice margin for himself.
Now my question is Vi going to stay up there and try to defend that, or is she just going to let it die? I think she's going to stay up there and try to defend it.
Yeah, that might be a bad idea. That's the thing, is Zed doesn't have his ultimate, of course, but he does have Flash and Ignite, and yeah, Vi's just going to back off. And that's the thing, is if you can't actually defend that turret, wow, this might be the death of you.
Okay,
He is going to go down, getting caught out in He's only got the first tier boots right there, unfortunately. And we've got slows and things like that, and the high mobility of an Ahri. It's going to spell the end of your days, but Zed is just split pushing right here. You may be able to get this steal on Dogcoon, jumps in with the Shadow as well. But here's the Pantheon ultimate. This could be really dangerous. Sivir in the bot lane just backing right now. Wow, actually it was dangerous for Pantheon because he didn't have the team there with him. I'm not sure why he ulted without the team. That's one of those things where you need communication with your entire team. Sivir was backing from bot lane. No time, or no, they shouldn't engage. That beautiful flashes. Oh my god, the shields on Ahri keep her alive right there, and that is going to be a bait. Jinx picking up the double kill. Oh, how unfortunate is that? Ahri staying alive just barely. Shields coming out, heals coming out, everything they can do to keep that guy alive. But there's the ultimate from Zed. Flash away, does Dogcoon. There's the exhaust on him. Oh, and just barely enough damage from the ticking of the ignite. Janna pops her Monsoon, but it is not enough healing. It is too late. And they need to be careful right now about this Vladimir running in. He looks really crazy. I don't know if he has enough damage, though, to actually make something happen.
I have no words. Ashley Winions here. I'm just gonna call them Winions because my gosh, their communication is like a pro team. Their communication is like TSM. They probably don't need to talk. They just know, okay, I'm going in, just like that.
Shunji going a little bit too ham right here. I think that Nevertheless should be able to get away unless he can land a harpoon. No, there's the ultimate! He goes ham and just burns it. He's gonna die right there though. But picking up a kill is Shunji. And here's the thing, is those kills are fine, they're nice and stuff like that, but usually when you're trading 1-for-1 like that, I don't like trading 1-for-1 like that, but if you are, you want to put your team in a situation where they can take objectives elsewhere. So like you kind of kamikaze, like you know Shunji likes to do. Kamikaze's one place, and then they rotate up top lane and take top turret or something like that. Like push a wave, get something set up, so when you are killing yourself, there's a reason for it. Because that death, the only real reason for that was you wanted to kill.
Yeah, I mean, they just had a big fight in mid, so I can understand he's trying to take away some of the pressure, and he's like, if I die, it's okay. I have enough farm where I can sustain myself. Because, I mean, look at Rummel's farm, look at Vlad's farm, look at his kills versus Vlad's kills. He's doing better than Vlad. So, in a 1v1 kind of thing, he's doing fine if you compare them 1-to-1. And mostly, if you compare Ashley Winions to Dem Boys, they're winning on a 1-to-1 scale. Now, it's just the team composition that's just coming into play a bit more than these 1-to-1 kind of things.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, though. Like you said, if you kind of match up all of the laners and their respective roles to their opponents, the only one on the side of Mei Mei and Dem Boys who's actually ahead in gold is Zed against that Ahri right now. And the problem is Zhonya's is finished for Rumble, and Zhonya's will be finished for Ahri very shortly. She's got the Seeker's Arm Guard as well as the News Large Rod. The double Zhonya's is really going to spell doom for Zed. He really doesn't have the same kill potential he does. He's going to try and split push all game long, but I feel like Ashley's minions might be able to just push in as a full team while the Zed's trying to split. I don't think he can do it fast enough.
Yeah, something I've noticed, like every single match, they push that mid lane, and they don't stop pushing it until they get to that inhibitor. Once they get to that inhibitor, they roam. They do not care. At that point in time, they're just like, screw it. We can go wherever we want. We can win this game. I feel like that mentality comes in the moment they get that inhibitor.
Yeah, having those two down turrets in the mid lane there really opens up the map for people, and Ahri's actually going to go bot to push in a wave here, which I like. They just need to make sure they disengage here in mid and don't fight. Push in the side waves. This is the thing that people forget to do a lot of the times when they do siege in mid lane. Here's the Pantheon. All this is where oh no, Groaning might. They need to pause this game. I think Groaning DC'd or something like that. This is so unfortunate. Oh no, Mega Polar gets jumped on. Shunji's gonna go down as well. Ahri's in bot lane this entire time, and Vi just runs away. She's just gonna back and try and defend the base. This could be a free Baron or free turrets here. I think they should go take the Baron, to be honest, right now. They don't have the minion wave with them. They don't have a minion wave for a long time, and they're just backing after. No! They're backing after killing everybody. This is so unfortunate. There's 20 seconds of dead people. There's nobody on the map. It's 5v2 right now, and they're just backing. They just wasted that timing window. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. The timing window is closing.
Yeah, that window is long gone. They can't do anything. Zed can go up top, get farm. Okay. The dragon's coming up. That was just a wasted opportunity. Now my question is, what the heck happened with Groaning? Like,
I think that there was some lag issues. That's my assumption. Or yeah, who knows? Maybe
it
like
doesn't seem right for him just to stand there like, oh,
yeah. That's why I was screaming for a pause there. I was like, oh no, pause the game! Like, something's wrong! This is not... Groening would not do that if he had control of his character. Maybe his cat jumped on his face or something like that, who knows? Or his house is burning down, dog's on fire, something's going on. But
Well,
he...
this escalated quickly now, doesn't it?
He unfortunately...
Just like this dragon, it just escalated quickly. No,
The nice thing for Ashley's minions, though, is that, like I said, they didn't lose anything for that team fight. They lost kills, and that's it. That's the only thing they lost, where it should be right now that Meme and Dem Boys have a Baron buff right now, and they don't, unfortunately.
they should have a Baron buff, or they should at least be at inhibitor.
But the thing, they didn't have the minion wave, and that's why I call for the Baron buff. Is immediately, usually the kind of rule of thumb is like, sure, of course, you want to get to the Nexus as fast as possible. Everything else is a way to get to the Nexus. So you're like, okay, let's push down the mid lane turrets. Let's get to the inhibitor. We don't have a wave. We don't have anyone tanky enough to hold this turret. Okay, Baron's up. There's no one on that. We have to go to that immediately. You have to say, is this an option? Yes or no? No, it's not an option. There's no minion wave. What's the next best option? They need to take something. Whatever it is, you need to take something, because they won the best team fight of their game so far and didn't take advantage of it. And this is what happens when you don't take advantage of it. They have a split pushing Zed in mid, but all he's going to do is end up backing and trying to save his team against this inhibitor right here. That is just so unfortunate, because Meme and Dem Boys had an opportunity to put a foothold in this game and say, no, this game is not going to end here in the next little while. We're going to have Baroned up minions. There's no way you're going to be able to push past us. That's just heartbreaking.
Now, all towers except for top lane are at inhibs, and it's just sad to see this, because this outcome could be so different. Even oh gosh,
Already going in there, already going ham right now, and that's where I was saying before. Remember I made the... Remember I was talking about before how I was like, yeah, usually when you 1v1 someone or go for a kill and just try and make a play by yourself, Zed's usually not the person I try and go for, because he's ridiculously good at dodging things, and then once he dodges the things, he can come back and kill you afterwards, and we literally saw just exactly that right there. Here's the thing, is when you go in as Ahri like that, you miss your E, just back out. Just back out. He missed the E and was like, oh no, I need to make up for my missed E, and went crazy and burned all of his spells and put himself in a really dangerous situation. The thing I like, though, is he didn't burn his flash. He knew he was dead, saved the flash for the next fight.
It's like, you're not a bruiser anymore. You can't really do those kinds of things.
Yeah, if you don't hit your skill shots, you can't just go in and auto attack like he was doing before.
Like,
Yeah, it doesn't work that same way. The old right-click strategy doesn't work as well when you're an AP mage, unfortunately. But he's been doing well in this game so far. The only problem, though, is Zed has been split-pushing like a monster, and he is ridiculously farmed right now. But, as we mentioned, double Zonias should be able to keep their team alive.
Yeah, it really should. This double Zonias, and again, it's on Red and freaking Shunji.
Oh, there's the revenge ultimate from Zed. Beautiful charm underneath the turret. Will that be enough damage? No, good job going back to the shadow by Dalji Uyo. Oh, good job hitting the Q there from the side, but will they pick up damage? He goes right through. What a crazy man. Just dove right through each other. That was like some weird sort of like fencing duel. They just went straight at each other. But here we go. Shunji trying to 1v2 yet again, gets popped up by the bubble. But Bloody doesn't have enough damage right now. It's the tank and the support. They don't have damage to kill Shunji. But here we go. Here's Yeon. He should have enough damage. There's the Jinx ult. Not enough damage though. Monsoon healing up Shunji. Jeez.
He shouldn't be getting out. There's so many mistakes being made that are just not getting capitalized on, and it's killed every single team that has faced against Ashley's minions.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate there in that situation. Like I said, they have the tank and the support. They have none of their damaging members. Vladimir has okay damage, but really their damage comes from Sivir and Zed. So if they're not there, then they're not going to be doing that much damage. And everybody on the side of Ashley's minions has itemized for armor, because the only AP person on their team is Vladimir, and he's already behind. Here's the Panthult. We'll see if they can make this happen. There's a double flash. 3 flashes out from the team. The only one who didn't flash is Dogcoon, because he was already down. And they're going crazy, but Redshide might be able to die immediately after he goes. Yep, there's Neverless picking up the kill. Great team fight. Dogcoon might be able to get away with that Vault Breaker. Let's see if they have enough to chase. Nope. They're going to just take that kill on Ahri and then back off and have to defend mid lane, it looks like.
I don't know if it's worth backing right now. They could have pushed it, and they could have gotten maybe a John. If they were lucky, they could have gotten a Jinx as well.
I'd still be worried. What I'd be worried about is the fact that they didn't see Rumble, and Rumble's ult is probably back up at that point. And Rumble's ult can really change the team fight if they over pursue. Not only is the Rumble ult going to be doing a ridiculous amount of damage, but can really kind of cut them off and really just like sever an exit for their team. So I like that idea to back off there, just simply because they didn't have the actual like waves anywhere to really push anything. All they'd be doing is just pushing out minion waves, which, be safe, back, go get wards, go get sweepers, clear out your own jungle, and then go push out those waves like Zed's doing right now and Vlad's doing. It's just a safer idea when you don't have the minion waves to take turrets. And because, like we said, Rumble has been just going crazy this entire game. We say going crazy in that he could be playing better, for sure, as he has 8 deaths, but he makes things happen. He creates pressure. Regardless of the fact that he's dying and unnecessarily a lot of these times, he makes things happen around the map and his team capitalizes on them, which we didn't see from Meme and Dem Boys earlier. We'll see what happens around this dragon for 40 seconds, though. Scuttle Crab taken by Ashley's minions, which is very important.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking right now at levels, and it seems to be even the one that I'm noticing that needs to be fixed. Oh, never mind. Here comes this fight.
Yeah, Yuan is going to go down there. He tried to pool, but good job by Dogpoon just saving the ultimate. There is the Rumble ultimate. Good job throwing it in the jungle right there. That should be a dead Nami as well as Sivir. Here's Zed going to try and make a play. Beautiful Zonias from Rumble. There's the ultimate from Zed as well, and he actually...
You gotta get it.
Oh, there's a second Zonias. The Zonias from Ahri, and they might have enough damage. Zed just... No, he doesn't get away. The cannon was enough from Jinx. She had the range, and there's the double kill. And Megaporo just cleaning up these fights all over again. Megaporo, I really feel, is the... Yeah, they should be able to grab this inhibitor pretty easily here, if not more. But I really feel Megaporo is the unsung hero of Ashley's minions. Every single game, his CS has been insane. Every single game, by the end of the game, he comes back. Like, he starts out the game okay, but he just farms so hard, gets those items, and he itemized for the QSS earlier, too. He skipped the Last Whisper, skipped going for the Bloodthirster, got the QSS to make sure if Zed comes after him, he can deal with that. I'm so impressed right now with Megaporo, and I don't think we've been giving him enough props in the games we've watched so far. I'm so impressed.
We haven't at all, because it's been Sunji and it's been Red in their respective lanes. It's where they want to be. Now that they've switched, and now that they're on different champions, except for Sunji that's on Rumble, we now see what is happening when Megaporo just goes off. And especially as Jinx. Jinx scales so well towards the mid and late game. Even in the early game, she's pretty good in that early game. But now that you're in the mid to late game, you're starting to get towards there, and oh, jeez, oh god, heart attack.
Last second there for Ahri getting away, but I'm sure Ahri's just saying not even close. But yeah, you're absolutely right there.
All calculated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jinx scales so well in the late game, and I've been so happy about this this synergy between the Jinx as well as the Janna lane matchup, because you pretty much just have your Janna disengage for the Jinx, allow Jinx to scale into late game and become a monster like she is right now. And I'll kind of correct myself from before. I said that the unsung hero of Ashley's minions is their AD carry Megaporo, but I'm gonna have to give that to their entire bot lane right there, because Groaning has been making plays all game long, and is even more unsung. Oh, the traps into the... Oh my god, Zed could have killed him right there if he didn't trap into the wall. What a smart play by Jinx. This is crazy and top lane though. Shunji trying to 1v2, and he's gonna get jumped on by 4 people. Zone using to stall out for time. That trap into the... That was like 6th sense stuff. That was just like, there's gotta be a Zed here. Because Zed, I really feel like, I can't even pronounce his name, I'm just going to call him Zed. Zed, really, if he had been on point right there, could have jumped Jinx, but I think he was hesitating for an extra second. And Jinx, just knowing what's going on, just super smart. There's probably a Zed in this bush. Throw out the traps, Zed gets trapped, no kill on Jinx, they kill the Zed instead. That, in any other game, that would have easily been a dead Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx was like the big middle finger, no. You're not getting away. Not today.
Because that
no, I go Matumbo on you. Getting away.
That was it was a great play by Zed. Like that's the right thing to do. That's exactly what you need to do to get yourself back in this game. This is literally exactly what he needs to do. Is who do I need to kill on their team? I need to kill Jinx. Go run into their jungle, set up a gank right there. And if that hadn't happened, if they had killed Jinx, they'd be right back in this game right now. Right back in this game. But because they got the Zed kill,
right now.
Ashley's minions are just... The fact that they can stay in such control of the game, despite the fact that they're pretty much even in gold, is really astounding, and kind of concerning if you're Meme and Dem Boys.
2 things. 1, 4th dragon going to that 5th. They need to be careful. Another thing. I don't think it's control. I think it's just Dem Boys not capitalizing. They're not capitalizing well enough on all the mistakes, because we can go back and we can count the amount of mistakes that were made by both teams, but mostly by Ashley's minions. And it's not even to bash on them, because they're doing amazing. They just took down tower, and now they're going to fight this and probably win this fight.
Yeah, I think Bloody is probably going to go down here. The damage from Megaporo is too much, and this is exactly what the problem is. Is there really a team kind of built more on split pushing? They don't have the best full-on team fight altogether. The team fight coming out from Ashley's minions is much stronger, so they're trying to have Zed split push right here. But will it be enough to have Zed do this? And nevertheless, going super aggressive right now. Beautiful Zonias from Red Side. A dangerous game mastery, going to heal himself up a little bit, and Zed does not need to back right now. He needs to just keep pushing, unfortunately. This is that situation where you just can't even, you're not going to be able to defend, unfortunately. You have to just push and try and force someone back. But Rumble goes back, which is a good idea. And it's going to be really difficult. There's the ult onto Megaporo, but Megaporo has his QSS. He used it. Oh, nice bubble from Nami, but because of the QSS, Zed's ultimate does not get that death mark, and he's going to stay alive. So the QSS, beautiful. And oh, not over aggressive. There he goes. Zed coming in. Hey, that's what we're looking for. And that's totally worth. But ultimate from Pantheon, let's see if they can make this play right now. Jumping on, oh, beautiful Monsoon coming out, but Dogpoon gets bounced up, but he's taking no damage from those spears of Pantheon, actually. Maybe able to survive this and possibly turn it, but Pantheon takes little damage as well. Groaning probably going to get eaten up by Zed here, but no, Groaning has the Frozen Heart as well. He's deceptively tanky. He's also sitting on 2 cloth armors on top of that, and this is what we were talking about before, is the itemization, the fact that the only AP damage coming out from Mei Mei and Demboys is Vladimir, and Vladimir is super far behind in CS. Doesn't really have the full item set that he needs to be effective, so they just build pure armor, and you can't kill him.
It was the same problem that the other team, I'm forgetting their name, I'm so sorry if you're watching, but from last game, they had the same problem. They had Karma. She was the only AP champion that they had, so everyone just built tank. She was behind the entire game.
This is a horrible idea.
Please. Sunji, I love you, but please, stop.
I think he's laughing as hard as we are behind his computer right now. I'm pretty sure that was just straight up. Let's see what happens. I don't think he had his calculator out for that one, because if he did the calculations, he would have realized that Zed is going to murder you. Don't do that. He also has a Guardian's Angel, so even if you kill him, he's gonna respawn and you're screwed anyways. You have to do it all over again. So like, that's our Shinji though.
Play, but who cares? Like, here's their mentality. They just don't care. Now, here's where them boys really need to care, because they're about to get that 5th dragon. They have the scuttle crab up. They have wards. You need to be careful now. And here they go trying to go in.
Now, they don't have a Rumble there with them for Ashley's minions, so that was kind of twofold in that, of course, Shunji was dead, so they have more chance to contest that Dragon 5v4. And also the fact that Shunji didn't take a teleport in top lane, he can't get to the fight fast enough, but once again, timing window is closed. Mei Mei and Demboys didn't take advantage of that small timing window they have, and they could turn this into a bad team fight. There's the Zonias and settled as well. Pantheon ulting in the back line, but I think Zed is Guardian's Angel is going to be popped as well. In the front line there, Bloody going down immediately, getting cancelled on. And, might be able to get the kill on... Oh, no, Dogpoon doesn't go down, unfortunately. But over the wall, Ari flashing away from Zed. What is... I think they thought they had enough damage. It's really funny. I think that what happened...
Oh, come on.
If she had a ward to throw over the wall, then they would have only got that kill.
Please.
But there, they pick up the kill.
That 5th dragon.
I think that Ari thought that the grievous wounds from her Morello Nomicon was actually the ignite debuff ticking, and thought that he was gonna die, and then was like, oh wait, that does no damage. Never mind, because I know that's happened to me before. But that is gonna be the game.
GG.
Yeah, Ashley's minions picking themselves up the 4th win of the game, pick up that 5th Baron just for style points. But I'm really impressed in the fact that they won that game with such a small gold lead, but a lot of that, as we said, can be contributed to the fact that the team comp wasn't very AP balanced for Mei Mei and Demboys, and once the items came in, really the carry on Mei Mei and Demboys was that Zed, and you have a bunch of items to deal with the Zed. It's going to be really hard days. They got to a point in the game where they couldn't really kind of come back.
I still just have no words to the fact that Sunji and Red could just switch lanes and dominate so much. But again, I agree with you when you said the unsung heroes of this team is that Jinx and that Janna. Megaporo and Groaning, my gosh, if they weren't in this game and they weren't playing on point like they were, they would have lost this game. And it would have been a sad thing. But that's not the case. because they can just come in and destroy everyone.
Yeah, they're kind of like the nice stability in the craziness that is Ashley's minions. Their solo laners are absolute. They're crazy. They're crazy people. They're crazy people. They're solo laners, so they have their bot lane just kind of relax and just chill and keep the game kind of calm and stable while they have Shunji be a maniac all over the map and do things, and they slowly close up the game based on that. So like you said, unsung heroes of Ashley's minions, definitely the bot lane. They're going to be moving on into our grand finals against, I believe, Break the Nexus is going to be the team, and then Mei Mei and Dem Boys will face Epic Gaming in the third place match. But all four of those teams going to be going home with some nice RP prizes, so congratulations to everybody in the tournament so far. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. My name is Streetball, casting alongside Sordo. You can find me on youtube.com/Streetball. You can go to randomcs.com/Streetball and check out my coaching and all that kind of stuff like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are randomcs.com, the Random Championship Series, twitch.tv/Random Championship Series. Please give us a follow. You can also go to randomcs.com/live, and it'll take you directly to our Twitch feed. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be right back with the grand finals in our Platinum Under tournament for today, Saturday, March 21st. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be right back. Hello everyone and welcome back to our grand finals of the Random Championship Series Platinum Blitz Platinum Tournament for today, Saturday, March 21st. My name is Streetball, casting alongside Sordo, and like I said, we're in our grand finals. Blue side is Ashley's Minions, and we've been seeing every game so far this tournament against our other side of the bracket, reigning champs, Break the Nexus. So it's gonna be two good teams. You've seen Ashley's Minions kind of dominate every game so far. Even the last game where they played some kind of weird things, did some role swaps, all that kind of stuff, still pulled out the win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy that Ashley's Minions are in this final. And my gosh, stop playing with my feels. Because I swear, if they do this again, I'm going to cry. And I'm, like, actually going to cry and just walk away.
Yeah, I'm at that point where they've messed around so much that it's like I'm whatever they do, I'm not going to be surprised. At this point, it's just like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. It's at this point they can like you said, pull out the Heimer. At this point, who cares? They're banning LeBlanc, Rivi, and
Heimer, Bard, and Nevia.
Yeah, exactly. We need to see some ridiculous. They need to pull out all of the most recent champs. They need to pull out like Bard support, Callista. They got to get who the heck has been released recently. They just play a bunch of weird stuff. They just want to have some fun in this final game. We'll see if they play a little bit more standard than going constantly swapping lanes and playing like Ignite, Rumble, top lane and stuff like that.
I think they might.
But they could also just insta-lock Rumble again and just go crazy. But I have a feeling, and I don't know because we haven't seen Break the Nexus play yet, but I have a feeling that Break the Nexus might not allow them to get away with that same sort of style. I think that they could. But here we go. Here we go. They're gonna try it. They're gonna go for it. So hey, why not?
Add clarity too. Watch it. They're gonna keep that. They're gonna keep it. They're gonna keep cleanse. If
he does keep that cleanse, I would hope that somebody on Break the Nexus has something cleanse-worthy. Unless he's just saying, that's the spell I feel like taking today. Excuse me, which with Shunji, hey, you never know. Could be totally taking that. But the ban's a little bit more standard for the side of Break the Nexus. We're a little bit more either targeted or just kind of specific bans based on what they want to run or are afraid against for Ashley's Minions on the blue side. We'll see what the second pick is coming out here. Already locked in the Thresh early.
I feel the Aurelia will always be targeted because Red has played it 2 out of the 4 games, and he's completely destroyed those 2 out of the 4 games. Sejuani, I always say it's targeted, but I'm starting to agree with what you're saying. It's more just Sejuani is a good champion, and so is Vi as well. It's not that Vi has been destroying teams, but it's more just Vi in general is just a good champion. You press R and that's
that's exactly it, and that's where I'll relate Vi to Sejuani. Like I was saying before, Sejuani's a fairly easy jungle to play. Like her kit isn't that complicated. They haven't locked anything in yet. Just don't worry. I think they're entirely messing with us. But yeah, Sejuani and Vi are very similar in that you really kind of just have to hit your buttons, just hit your keyboard, and you're doing work. You mouse over someone and hit R on Vi. You kind of just aim your R and aim your dash and stuff, like aim all your CC on Sejuani. Like pretty much her entire kit is built to lock you down. So it's very hard to kind of screw that up, especially when you're building tanking and things like that. But the J4 Janna, interesting combo coming in. We've seen the J4 Janna a lot in the recent kind of...
J4 confirmed.
I say the recent meta, but it's been in the past like several months and stuff. J4 slowly falling out, but I was always kind of against the Janna J4 combo because they really kind of don't synergize with each other. In that J4 wants people all crammed together in his Cataclysm, where Janna wants to spread people out with her Monsoon. But if they're good enough, we've been seeing it with pros, you can more than get away with that as long as you're just not Monsooning all willy-nilly and Cataclysming all willy-nilly and just kind of pressing your Rs whenever you want to, as long as you're on the same page and don't monsoon people out of a Cataclysm or Cataclysm people while, like, after a monsoon takes place or something like that. As long as they're on the same page, it works out fine, and it's a very strong combo in that you've got the disengage and the hard engage. They're kind of the 2 ends of the spectrum: hard disengage, hard engage from J4.
Now, I'm going to cry if they keep their summoners. There's absolutely no way.
Well, Shunji might take the cleanse, but J4 no. J4 no.
I can't say that they won't keep it like this because I just hate this. I swear, if they ever enter another tournament and I'm casting, I will not look at those picks and bans and then come back and everyone will see my reaction.
And
Because-
I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if they do lock in that Lux, because Lux is not a bad champion, and I really feel like Red Shide is kind of just playing whatever he feels like at this moment.
Okay.
And they'll have a lot of train CC on top of that Lux. If Lux hits
Systems
anybody with their
upgraded.
snare, they're pretty much dead.
My question again is, are they going to risk sending Red mid when last game he was shaky? Or are they
Well,
going to
they can't send Lux top. There's just no way.
No, I'm not talking about that. They just trade and send Red with Rumble.
Oh, no, I highly doubt that. Since Shunji's been playing the Rumble, I don't
Yeah.
think Red plays Rumble. That's the thing. Is like I really feel like Shunji is just like, I feel like playing Rumble today, and is literally doing that. Because Rumble, like I said, is extremely complex champion. Even though his kit you think is kind of simple, it's very straightforward. Managing all that stuff and trying to CS is really hard. He's not the champion that you can kind of just like swap around unless you are like a Rumble main or have him in your pool. I'd really not expect them to do that, but I'm not putting it past them. They'll do something crazy like that, like you said. But I really would expect them, like you said, to just kind of just keep it simple, keep it safe.
Well,
put
we've been
Lux in there.
focusing on Ashley. Let's focus on this other team for a second. Their composition is alright, I guess. Because I'm wondering about the Pantheon and Nidalee. What are they going to do with that?
Well, Nidalee and Pantheon are actually not too bad together because both of them, the way Nidalee's changed, she's become more of an assassin than really kind of the poke machine that she used to be. So you can really actually get some good kind of gap close from Nidalee as well as Pantheon, and they can 2v2 pretty hard. Now, of course, Lux and J4 are not bad on top of that, but it's really, I feel like, going to come down to, is Lux going to hit her snare or not? If Lux hits her snare, Nidalee's screwed. If she doesn't hit her snare, Nidalee's going to kill her. And it's the same kind of thing when you put Lee Sin and J4 into the mix. Like if J4 hits his EQ, he's going to kill you. If Lee Sin misses his Q, he's not going to kill you. If they land whatever their main ability is, they should be able to do fine. So it's really going to be kind of a skill matchup, I feel like, in mid lane. Who's
My
going to
question
land
is,
more spells?
How many skill shots are in this just champs? Because you have Lee Sin, you have Pantheon somewhat, Nidalee completely. So that's 3 champions that have skill shots. Then you go to the other, you go to Ashley. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 champions with skill shots. So it all depends. Can they hit those skill shots or not? Because if they don't hit those skill shots, it's going to end up being that Purple is going to win team fights. But if Red can hit his binding, Megaporo, he just does whatever he wants. Same thing with Groaning, as if he can hit the Tornado and he can hit the Monsoon when he needs to, which he's been doing the duration of this tournament. And Sunji just be Sunji. I don't
Yeah, he can kind of do whatever
Yeah,
he or she wants.
Kamikaze, whatever he wants. He does not care. And Purple needs to take advantage of that. I love Sunji, I love the way he plays, and I love his don't care mentality. The thing is, the only way I see Purple winning this game is if they take advantage of those mistakes, which none of the other teams have. The closest was last game. They came very, very close to taking advantage of some of the mistakes. They didn't take advantage of all of them. The only way Purple will win is if they take advantage of all the mistakes.
And here's the thing, is we saw last game how the itemization kind of, or the team comp as well as the itemization from either side, Ashley's minions itemized for AD against a mostly AD comp. And on Break the Nexus, they've kind of got the same thing. Their only AP champion is Nidalee, so you shut down the Nidalee, or just focus her in team fights, don't allow her to hit spears and things like that, itemize against the AD, and Graves, Pantheon, Lee Sin aren't going to be doing that much damage, expecting Lee Sin to build more tanky to kind of cover that hole in their team. Pantheon can probably build a little more damage. We'll see what they decide to do, but really it's mostly AD. So if you get to a point in the game where you can itemize your team against that attack damage, you can really find yourself in the same situation we saw last game, where even though they're tied in gold, it looks like Ashley's minions is in huge control of the game. They've got 2 AP carries, one in mid, one in top, and they both have a bunch of AoE damage. Their ultimates are absolutely devastating in team fights. If J4 gets a good ultimate, Caitlyn throws her Pilt over Peacemaker, she throws Ace in the hole on a squishy target. There's the ultimate as well as the E coming out from Lux, the ultimate from Rumble as well. They could just train ranged AoE damage onto the side of breaking the Nexus, and I really hope that they pick up some sort of locket early, unless, for whatever reason, Lux and Rumble are shut down and it's mostly Caitlyn doing the damage. I would expect an early locket coming out from Break the Nexus to kind of stifle a bit of all that AoE damage they're going to be facing in team fights.
Yeah, with Ashley's gaming, long night. Okay, with Ashley's minions, they need the entire team, just like most of their other games. The exception being the first 2 games where Red was top and he was just carrying the entire team top. They need the entire team to be on point. There's not one person on this team that can slack off if they expect to win this game. With Janna, fine, she's a support. Every other position, the kills need to be distributed. It can't be just Red or Sunji just taking all those kills and just be like, nope, they're mine. This is solo queue, they're mine. They can't do that. There's a reason why Break the Nexus is in this final, and it scares me to think that Ashley's minions have a really big challenge in front of them.
Well, here's the thing, like I was saying, if they don't get that Nidalee fed, if they shut down the Nidalee, they're pretty much golden in this game. As long as they don't make huge mistakes, they have the better kind of overall team comp. Not to say that the team comp is bad from Breaking the Nexus, but there's the major flaw, like I said, in that if they don't get Nidalee rolling, if Nidalee doesn't do her part, they can just build pure armor, and Graves does nothing, Pantheon does nothing, Lee Sin does nothing, so where's the damage coming from unless Nidalee is going to do that? So focus Nidalee in team fights, build armor, and you're pretty much golden. So I'm kind of scared for Break the Nexus, unless they can win early, which, to be honest, they've actually been outpicked early, like in bot lane there. They picked the Caitlyn against the Graves, which Caitlyn outranges Graves crazily, so Graves' early game is kind of negated by the early game strength of Caitlyn, so they can probably hopefully deal with that. Also, the Janna disengage is a perfect counter to the Pantheon ultimate, things like that. And there's actually no teleports in this game. Both top laners opted for the ignites, so I expect a bloody early game.
Yeah, this early game is... If it's not bloody, I'm going to be very surprised, especially in that top lane. Knowing Sunji, it's gonna get bloody.
And actually, they're going in for an early invade right now, and I don't know. They will be spotted out. Beautiful ward, actually, placement, just to make sure they do see them early. Good call. I'm not sure who it was that placed that. I think it was J4 or Lux. I think it would be J4, actually. So really good play by Dogcoon to make sure he keeps his team safe. Spear landing from Nidalee, actually. But that really easily could have been the first blood of the game coming out for Break the Nexus from that early invade. Instead, they get pushed back. Vision will win you games.
Yeah, this is that was just scary. My gosh, they could have gone in. They really could have. And just completely jacked up the score. Everyone would have just had kills, and it would have been crazy. And more likely than not, Break the Nexus would have won because they had their top and mid laner down at that bot lane. Rumble is up top, he can't really help do anything. So, would it have been a good idea to go in and just be like, screw it, what happens, happens? It might have been a good idea.
Well, when they got seen out by the ward, it really kind of canceled everything. All they could do was just throw projectiles from afar. They didn't want to burn all of their flashes going for potential kill, but it was really that ward that just stifled everything. If that ward wasn't there, it would have been an easy first blood, if not 2 kills, for the side of Break the Nexus. So like you said, Rumble was chilling top, Lux was chilling mid. There's a hook on Janna actually early, groaning, getting some damage traded on, but here is Korean Junkie. Oh, she lands the Q, he flashed and the Q still landed, and Lee Sin flashes as well. That's first blood. Oh, that was absolutely monstrous. And I was going to say something before, because basically what they did is they started Lee Sin on the blue, and now Lux might get jumped here early. This is absolute insanity. Lee Sin just running all the way across there. He didn't really get a kill. Burns the flash from Lux immediately. Lee Sin is doing the most effective jungling of all time right now.
This Nidalee is... Oh, gosh.
And here's Shunji just dominating early game like we saw him before. He flashed in the turn. He's getting down again. This is patented Shunji. This is 1 for 1.
Yeah. He's gonna trade as much as he can.
because he believes in himself that, okay, doesn't matter whether I trade or not, I'm gonna kick his booty when it comes to mid and late games.
He is Shunji is definitely not concerned with KDA whatsoever. He is more concerned with how much gold he can get and turn that into items, and then turn those items into kills. He's more just concerned about that. He's kind of one of those guys where if you trade 1 for 1, he's very pleased. That's not my style, but to each their own, and he seems to be getting himself pretty darn strong in most of the games here with his very reckless style. But in the mid lane, good job by Lux so far to actually bully him out, but the problem is there's no escape from Lux, and the flash is already down. This is going to be an easy kill onto Red Child. We'll see what they give this to. And they give it over to Nidalee. I like that call. Like you were mentioning, spread the kills out and get your AP carry fed so they can't just itemize against AD. Beautiful start here by breaking the Nexus.
Yeah, this Nidalee. Whenever I see Nidalee get picked, I automatically crap my pants, because I'm like, oh gosh, this is one of the strongest AP champions in this game. It's just scary how good she is, especially when you have someone that can land spears. It's a very scary situation for the person that's facing her.
Wow, actually Thresh is getting super low right now. The exhaust coming on Thresh as well, but the exhaust traded onto Megaporo, keeping himself alive. And he doesn't have to burn his flash to get out there, but there is a flash burnt by Megaporo to try and keep himself alive, but he is going to go down here. Graves picking up the kill as well. This is just this is pretty much what this is Korean Junkie, as I said before. As I was saying a couple minutes ago, he was doing the most effective jungling of all time, where he started blue buff, and then stole the enemy red buff, and then got the kill, and then rotated mid and burnt a flash immediately, and then came back mid and got another kill. He is controlling this game right now, and that's exactly what you need out of a Lee Sin, because J4 will outscale him. Lee Sin is a monster at this early point in the game. He is getting literally every lane snowball.
I'm still not scared for Ashley's minions, because this is the same situation that they were in last game. Alright, their mid lane was getting destroyed like she is now, but she came back and got a kill and just snowballed from there. It was the same thing with top lane. Down a kill, now it's tied, which is where I think Sunji wants to be. I think Sunji believes that, okay, I can trade 1 for 1. I do not care, because I know once we get items, I can still beat him. But here comes a 2v1.
I was going to say he's going to trade 1 for 0 right now on himself, unfortunately, because of over-aggression, and Lee Sin being in exactly the right place where he needs to be. Lee Sin is controlling this game. That's pretty much as bluntly as I can put it. He is controlling this game. He is winning every lane for his team.
Now, I still don't think they're in that, like, okay, let's press this panic button yet. Because this was the same score that it was last game. And they didn't panic. Nothing bad really happened, because they still haven't lost objectives. So that gold lead, yeah, it's at 1,500, but it's really not scaring them as much as it would any other team. Now, what's scaring me the most right now is this mid lane. The Nidalee is just hitting her spears like there's no tomorrow, and it's just screwing over, because here comes the Lee Sin just camping the lanes like crazy.
And it's really going to be what breaking the Nexus can do with this window that they have right now. Nidalee doing a good job of trying to contest that pink right there, and she's actually taking down Doggoon. She may be able to get the kill. Good dodge there by Doggoon. He's going to flash forward and get the Nidalee pounce there. Easy peasy kill, and that is going to be 2 kills on Nidalee so far, trading CS in mid lane for defending a pink as well as killing the enemy jungler, setting J4 even further behind right now. But as we were saying, breaking the Nexus, they need to take advantage of the spike they have right now. They're ahead in gold, they've got more items than the enemy team, they need to take advantage of it currently. And they're doing a good job of it so far. Shunji over-aggressing up again instead. This is another kill. This is what scares me, is the fact that breaking the Nexus, they're not going to sit on this lead. They're going to keep snowballing it from here. They're not going to stop. They're not content to sit on a 2k gold lead. They want 2 to 3 to 4 and end this game. And here's some more aggression in bot lane. Megaporo using his EQ combo effectively, but a good dodge there by Kosho. And they're going to be trading some good damage onto Groaning. Good exhaust, actually. If that exhaust wasn't on him, I think Groaning might have died, actually. So really good call to blow the exhaust, keep herself alive there in bot lane. But here comes Nidalee. Nidalee with the spear, that's gonna be the kill. Oh, through the wall. Oh, and the hook lands. Megapolar dodges back into it. Beautiful still shot by Asian John. And let's see if Dogkun can make anything happen. He's level 4 still. He's been killed so many times this game and has been denied so much experience in the jungle that he really can't really help his laners that much. All he is right now is an EQ combo.
See, the stream can't see it, but you can see it. I'm shaking my head here, thinking to myself, what's going on? Is this like the collapse of the big empire that is Ashley's minions? Because there's, again, like I said in the beginning, the only way that this, Nexus will ever beat Ashley's minions is if they capitalize on mistakes. And that's all they're doing. Top lane pushed up way too far, alright? And they shouldn't be there. Mid lane, there's nothing you can really do. I would have much rather had Sunji down in mid lane and Red up top, but hey, that's a team call. I can't tell them, hey, do this. We're casters, we can't tell them to do that. That's just personal opinion here. Because I believe that Sunjin would have been able to defeat this Nidalee, but now the Nidalee is scaling. She's 3-0-0, Lux is 0-1.
But the thing is in a straight 1v1 lane, they were doing fine. Shunjin was beating Pantheon, easy peasy. Lux was beating Nidalee, easy peasy, one-on-one. It was Lee Sin this entire time. Lee Sin has won this game so far for Break the Nexus. He has done everything he needs to do. And as you were saying, Shunji possibly being better in mid, I don't agree with that, actually. I think that Red Shide and Shunji are both fine in either role. They're just not playing the way they need to. They were over-aggressing way too much. They're way too cocky right now, and Lee Sin abused them, like you said, capitalized on the mistakes we haven't seen other teams capitalize on with Ashley's minions, the over-aggression, things like that. And you see that with teams that get these snowball-type wins, they get the snowball-type wins because they're so aggressive early and they don't get punished for it. Lee Sin is punishing literally everyone on the side of Ashley's minions for any mistake they make. And right now, the 3k gold lead really kind of tells that story.
What I'm waiting for, and I wish we had that like forward time button where we could just go to that mid game. Because you and I both know, this early game, this beginning game, is lost for Ashley's minions. It's just gone. There's nothing you can do. Lee Sin is just a monster at this point in time. And Sunjin coming in when he really shouldn't be. Well, okay. I take that back.
I was gonna say, here's the thing, is they didn't actually have anything really to use right there. The Ignite was not back up yet for Pantheon, and Lee Sin had pretty much kind of used everything he had in that little skirmish there with J4. All he had left was his ult and enough mana, or enough energy, excuse me, for one Q follow-up. And Rumble, when he overheats like that, he can do a lot of damage, especially as we see Rumble rushing the Seeker's arm guard. He was facing entirely AD champions there. Itemize against the AD, stay away from the Nidalee or shut down the Nidalee, just don't let her get into fights. But here's Nidalee trying to take advantage of the fact that Rumble has no MR right now, and they could do this. There's the kitty, gonna be getting big chunks on Shunji. That should be the kill. Let's see what they can do with the follow-up. There is gonna be barely enough range. Just Trent, I don't know why she's in kitty form. What's she gonna do? She's gonna just might die here. Just be careful. Oh my goodness, that was really, I'm not sure. Nidalee really should have just swapped out into human form and auto-attacked once. Throw one auto-attack and he was dead there. That scared the crap out of me.
I mean, I was sitting here hoping, God, she just died. This isn't even biased. I'm just hoping, I'm always for the underdog here. I'm just hoping that Ashley's minions can just do something. Get themselves out of this hole.
No.
Right now, this is not working out.
Groaning actually popped the ultimate. I would have loved to seen Janna do a flash Monsoon there. Instead, she Monsooned and pushed Pantheon actually closer to her AD carry, kind of pushed them in the same way. So Groaning still has her flash. No, she doesn't have her flash. She used to. Sorry, excuse me. I would have either seen her burn it early and then use the Monsoon and possibly save her J4 as well. Instead, she kind of missed the Monsoon positioning a little bit there. It's one of those times where you have to just burn your flash just to position the Monsoon as a support. Whoa, beautiful Rumble ultimate, actually. He might be able to get a kill on her. We'll see if they can do it. Nidalee in the bush right now. She is going to get shut down right now. Beautiful play. But beautiful job by breaking the Nexus. They trade, they lose someone in top lane, and they trade an objective for it. They're always looking to get something back whenever they lose something. Beautiful job.
Well, you know what? I still believe, because this is so early, Ashley came out ahead because they got a kill, they got a tower. They come out ahead in the fact they get more gold out of it. Because, yeah, okay, and Pantheon might die right here.
Yeah, nice flash for the last auto attack there from Red Shy, and that's why he took the Ignite, but that's the problem, is that when you don't have some sort of defensive summoner spell, which is usually what I take on Lux, you end up dying pretty quick. And this is the problem, is here's what I'm seeing, is I'm seeing the only kills in the game for Ashley's minions on their AP carries. Build those lockets if you're breaking the Nexus. Caitlyn's behind in farm. She's not going to do that much right now. J4 is building kind of tanky right now, even though of course he's trying to finish off his attack damage jungle item right there. But still, the main damage from the side of Ashley's minions is all AP. So build lockets, itemize against itemize for magic resistance, and then just shut down Kate immediately. There's no damage being done on your entire team. Like, all they have is the burst from Lux and the burst from Rumble. If they kind of negate that with the Locket of the Iron Solari, even picking up 2 possibly, but I just want to see MR from everybody on this side of Break the Nexus, and I think that should really kind of shut down any sort of key players they have on Ashley's minions.
Yeah, that's completely true. Because Rumble, he's doing damage, okay, but you build MR, and that's the end of it, and there goes Pantheon.
And as you can see, Pantheon has a Last Whisper and Moby Boots. No MR whatsoever, so he gets eaten up by Rumble. Just build MR. There's no need to have a Last Whisper. Where's the armor that you're trying to break through? Sure, the Seeker's Arm Guard, but really? Are you trying to like 1v1 kill Rumble? Don't get involved in that. Use your ultimate team fight and beat them in a team fight together. Rumble's gonna 1v1 you the whole time when he's got the Haunting Guys as well as a Seeker's Arm Guard. He's itemized to beat Pantheon. Pantheon is not itemized to beat Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, right now, this Lee Sin is just the singing hero right now. He's just destroying everyone, and oh god.
I think Lee Sin actually did. Maybe I'm crazy. I think I am crazy. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm crazy. So J4 jumping over the wall to take out Lee Sin. Let's see.
Oh no!
Oh, Lami flashes forward. Gets the kill on Shunji. He might be able to stay alive. The damage from Lux is not enough. No, it is. Beautiful job using the passive to get that extra auto attack damage coming out. Lux with the blue buff right now, but a young Shuid there picking up the spear execute kill on top of his counterpart there, the J4 jungle, and they might be able to grab themselves something in mid, but nope, they don't have the minion wave with them. They're gonna have to back off and be content with trading 2 for 2.
Now, remember what I said 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago? I wish I had that skip forward button to the middle of the game, because when I said that, they were 2-10. Look at the score now. It's 7-14. The gold lead, it's getting smaller. Though you can't really see it, it's getting smaller. It's getting there. And the kills, they're coming back. They have stuff to contest with now. They have items, they're getting there. They're gonna get eventually to that point where they can win a team fight.
Yeah, and Lux is doing a great job of farming, which is really the most important thing on Lux. I love Lux. She's one of my favorite champions to play, and people all the time are like, why don't I do well on Lux? I don't do any damage. What the hell? And it's because they're not farming. You need to farm on Lux. Lux isn't going to get free kills anywhere. She needs to farm really hard. She's very easy to farm with, and right now Red Shade is doing a good job of out-farming his counterpart Nidalee and taking advantage of the fact that she has kills and he doesn't, but Dalkun is just going to go down there immediately. There's just way too much damage coming out from the concerted efforts of a fed Lee Sin and a fed Nidalee. Their 2v2 is going to win out every single time.
Yeah, Nidalee, again, like I said, she's just a scary champion. Whether she's fed or she's not, she's just scary as all hell. Because if they can land spears, you're going to have a bad time. Because once you get into late game even, that thing's gonna take off half your health, if not more, because you're not really going to focus AP. You're not gonna focus MR. You're gonna focus that attack damage. You're gonna focus that armor. You're gonna get screwed over by that AP.
Good job by Korean Junkie right there, knowing to just disengage from that Rumble. Don't bother getting involved in fights. Wait for your team to collapse and then get something going on. There's the Rumble ultimate immediately. The hook actually landing onto J4 in the backline. Shunji having to flash away from the turret. They could collapse on them right now. Here's Pantheon. Beautiful Monsoon coming out, but that's going to be Nidalee picking up the kill onto Rumble regardless of the situation. The backline Graves goes down to J4. They're going to try and chase him and collapse on him from the side there. We'll see if J4 can get some sort of execute going on or if he goes back in. He's got those Moby Boots. He goes through with the EQ. See if he can make something happen. There's the hook. Dodges the hook. He still has his flash, actually. We'll see if he can get it away, but Nidalee is a monster chaser, and the Q landing from Lee Sin as well. And unfortunately, that's going to be J4 going down. Free kill on there, and they don't have the minion wave. Good defense from Pantheon, holding that turret in mid while they made the chase.
They really, really, really do need to get back on kills, or if anything, just split push, because you're down 2-1 in turrets, which isn't the biggest deal, but you still need to get it down. They haven't gotten one of the most important towers, which is mid, down. But they're going to start working on it. They're going to split into that 1-3-1, and they're going to start getting towards that mid tower.
Yeah, but this is exactly what you're talking about. This is where it gets dangerous, is because Breaking the Nexus was doing a really good job earlier of kind of taking advantage of their gold lead and pushing objectives. And like you said, they haven't really capitalized on the fact that they are ahead. And now Kosho going crazy right now. He's trying to bait for his team, but I don't know. I was going to say that's over-aggression right there. Beautiful Q landing, and flashing over the wall is Redshide. I don't know about that one. Yeah, oh, beautiful rumble.
Equalizer, okay.
They follow up with the team right
They're
there.
getting back into this game. I'm sorry. That was a terrible, terrible, terrible. What is this Graves doing? He should have never been there in the first place.
Beautiful skill though by Korean Junkie. Oh, and he flashed into the wall, unfortunately. It was one of those situations where he tried to do the max range flash there because he knew if he waited any longer, he'd probably just die regardless. So you gotta kind of just test your limits there. Instead, flashes into the wall, but stole the dragon. Second dragon for the side of Break the Nexus. But as you said, Ashley's minions getting kills and pulling themselves slowly back into this game.
They're pulling themselves back in. They're lucky that they're not into the late game and that the dragons matter so much now. They don't matter as much into the early game. Dragons 1, 2, and 3 aren't the most important things. It's when you get into 4 and 5 is when you gotta worry. Because they just demolish teams. But it's not the most important thing. Right now, they have to focus on closing that gold lead, which they are doing. It dropped from about a 4K gold lead to now a 2K gold lead.
Yeah, and it really has been, to be honest. It's been Break the Nexus that's been kind of throwing away their lead, really. They haven't had any sort of concerted effort. Like I said, they need to have a lead, they have a timing window, they need to have some sort of group effort as a team saying, we want to do this. Right now, they've kind of just been doing their own thing, and it hasn't been working for them. Like we said, Ashley's minions slowly kind of pulling themselves back in the game. Pantheon actually flashing away. We'll see if they can make something happen here. Pantheon getting the Zonias out of Rumble, but he's going to back off. Actually throws the spear. He hit a minion with the spear. Oh, that's so unfortunate. A bit of a misclick right there, but Nidalee should be able to pick up this kill. She didn't have On the Hunt. Good stun coming in from Young Swede to get the stun and then just walk away. But Nidalee unfortunately didn't have On the Hunt, so she didn't have the elongated pounce there. Dogcoon going to try and keep himself safe. With a Thresh a little out of position, but he doesn't have the team there to land a hook or anything like that and back him up. But I do like the fact that they finished that Aegis of the Legion there on Lee Sin. Hopefully going to be turning into a Locket when he has the chance. And the Hex Drinker on Pantheon. I just love any sort of MR that they have right now to keep themselves safe from the Lux Burst, the Rumble Ultimate. Just force Caitlyn to actually make plays in these team fights and try and lock her down if you can.
Well, here was the mistake. They had 3 people top lane, and no objectives were pushed, which confuses me, because most of the time it's Ashley's minions that just push the everlasting crap out of objectives. Granted, they're ahead on objectives, but that gold lead is starting to build back up, and it's just not a good thing right now.
Hook lands on Janna, but they decided not to follow it up and just try and trade damage on the turret. And actually, J4 is opted to pick up an Aegis of the Legion as well, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but because Nidalee's so fed, you almost have to. You've almost put yourself in a situation where you have to build that aura, that MR aura item for your team, because Nidalee just hurts too much. There's the hook on Sunji, though. He pops his ultimate. There's the kick back. You follow up Q as well. Actually, he just decides not to follow up on he goes after Dogcoon, actually. Dogcoon ulting in the backline there on Kyoshi. The ultimate from Lux not hitting as many people as she'd want to. It did kill Lee Sin, though. Let's see if Pantheon can make something happen. There's the chase as well. The stun coming on, the pounce from Nidalee, and they get blown back by the Janna Monsoon. Oh, actually, no, they didn't get back, but what was that? The heck that blew them back? Because Janna Monsoon's still up, it says. I don't know what the heck that was. But they got blown back somehow. That was, what? What happened?
I have no idea.
Or is that just a glitch? That must be a bug. That must be a glitch or a bug or something, and Janna did use her Monsoon. Or something, because I don't know. Maybe, I'm losing my mind, probably. That's probably something that's definitely happening.
Her Monsoon has to be down, because For them to get blown back.
Yeah, how did those... Let's see if there's a good jump. Look at that range! Nidalee's broken! Why does this champion exist? Why did they allow that range to take place? As someone who played the old Nidalee, like, yeah, her spears were broken, I'll admit that. But now her jump is broken. The distance she can cover should not be possible. That shouldn't be allowed in this game.
She just jumped from one tower to another.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, excuse me. No.
That's too much.
Riot, fix this.
Yeah,
please.
that's too much for me. And I'm a big fan of Nidalee. I love that champion, but that's too much distance to cover with a jump. But we're seeing rather how you can use that effectively. And so far, Ohalme has been really, really good at using Nidalee not only for the old style of Nidalee and landing spears and poking and things like that, but the new style of Nidalee in going in as an assassin and getting that kill and getting out. He's putting him... He jumps in at the right time. He jumps in to get kills, but doesn't put himself in really dangerous situations where he can't get out afterwards. So just really smart plays coming out from Ohalme, and he's making plays around the map, which is what you'd want to see out of your mid lane. You want them to kind of be like the lead singer of your kind of band, of your team. You want them to be the flashy one, the front man, the guy that's roaming around the map making plays, looking all cool for the enemy. And right now, they're really getting that from their Nidalee. Oh, your mic's muted there, bud. Sorry, unfortunately. Hopefully it'll go. There we go. Back in action.
Correct.
Oh, there's the ultimate. Actually, Zonya is coming out from Shunji. The ultimate's really not going to do that much. He flashed away to keep himself alive, and Lux is actually going to kill Graves in the back line. Korean Junkie following up, but he did not want to follow up that far. Beautiful jukes, though. Flashed forward and then warthopped over the wall. The safeguard as well as the heal from Nidalee going to keep him alive. They should have just enough to stay alive. There's the hook. Oh, no, Lux did the beautiful dodge, and she snares him, but there's going to be a nice CC over the wall with the ward hop. That is going to be Lux going down here. But are they going to get Thresh in time? Do they have? No, Thresh stays alive, just barely flashes away, even though he could have stayed alive regardless. I think I was really scared he was going to die, but that was the grievous wounds. So I kind of got tweaked out and and faked out as who was it last game? I got faked out by the grievous wounds, thinking it was an ignite. I thought Thresh was going to die because of that.
My gosh, this game is just not going Ashley's way. My goodness. Nothing is happening that can help them at the moment. They really do need to play for picks and just hope to God that they can get them. Because at this point in time, Nidalee, you just can't kill her. Look at her score. It's just...
And she's picked up her big kind of 3.5, I guess that's what I kind of call it, because I consider the boots kind of like half an item. She's picked up her big 3. She's got the mana regen, the CDR from her Morellos, she's got the pure damage coming out from the death cap there, the Rabadon's death cap, and then she's got the Void Staff to cut through any MR, cut through the Age of the Legion, or the Lock of the Iron Solari, excuse me. She's got everything she needs to do damage, and she picks up wards on top of that, and that's one of the things I haven't mentioned yet, but the warding from Break the Nexus has been ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. You do not see a lot of the teams that are willing to invest as much money as we've seen Break the Nexus do in wards, and it's been paying off. Look at the map right now, look how many red wards are on the map, and look how many red wards and pink wards are in the inventory of Break the Nexus. They're just doing such a good job right now. There's the hook on Shunji. They kill Nidalee though, but they trade 1 for 1. That's actually a decent trade right now. Ashley's minions would rather trade their Rumble for the Nidalee. Let's see if they can get this kill on. Red Shy doing a bunch of damage. Asian guy John might die in the back line. He stays alive just barely, just like last time. There's the EQ, but Korean Junkie actually kicks him forward, kicking him into the team. That was a really insane play by Korean Junkie.